are working tirelessly to apprehend the wanted terrorists leader, Bello Turji, as part of commitments to ensure the safety and security of communities, especially in Zamfara and Sokoto states. In another development, the Nigerian Army 18th Division Litani Barracks, Bida, has unveiled a Hall of Heroes in honor of the late Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taurid Lagbaja, and other officers and men who paid the supreme price while in line of duty. Musa Mikael reports that the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, assured the soldiers of improved welfare and support.
Built by the Brigade Commander 18th Brigade Litani Barracks, Bida, Brigadier General Tai Ahmed was to keep alive the memories of officers and men who paid the supreme price at the battlefield. Also inaugurated by the GOC were the senior non-commissioned quarters and corporal below quarters. Chief of Army Staff Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede represented, applauded the initiative and described it as one worthy of emulation by other barracks, as it will immortalize officers and men who sacrificed their life for future generations.
This legacy which also has their pictures and portraits displayed, will remain for future generations. Their children, their great-grandchildren will always come here to pay tribute and remember that yes, the Army still honors and recognizes the contributions and the sacrifices that they have made.
As a motivation for all of us still serving, that should things like this happen, the Army, as it is known to do, would never forget our memories.
The soldiers that are still in this barrack, our prayers and our desire is that God should leave them, God should give them more long life so that they will take care of the family and also the country at large.
The brigade commander, who had earlier met with some soldiers, assured them of the Chief of Army Staff philosophy of ensuring improvement in their welfare with the provision of decent accommodation and all their needs. Musa Mikael, NTA News.
Security of lives and property is paramount to the growth of any society for fostering social cohesion, maintaining political stability and reducing fear and anxiety among the populace. Successive administrations in Edo State have initiated several measures to ensure citizens are adequately protected from perpetrators of crimes and criminality. Ifeoma Okafor highlights events that have shaped developments in the last 5 years in Edo State, especially the resumption of duty of the first female commissioner of police and the citizens' expectations.
The cardinal objective of every government is to provide adequate security of life and property of its citizens, as no meaningful development can take place in an atmosphere devoid of peace and security. Edo State government is also aware of the importance of security to lives and property, hence the efforts of the state government towards fighting to beef up security in the state. In recent times, the state has recorded spate of insecurity due to court clashes and other social vices in some parts of the state, especially in the state's capital, Benin City. Meanwhile, the state government is not leaving anything to chance to ensure a secured state. Some of these measures are retraining of officers, arrest of the court kingpins, and provision of vehicles and motorcycles for easy policing. The deployment of the first female commissioner of police, who just resumed duty, may not be unconnected with the strong desire to change the narrative about policing in the state.
Well, we're expect to do a lot of things first to make sure that the crime level comes down. The NTA has said that we do not need to search for. But if there are cases that relate to checking information, that will not be stopped. There's not random searching.
Expectations are high for Nigerians in Benin.
I think she should just try and do whatever God lays her.
She gave us her mind and her mandate that as long as she's here, security situation in this state will improve.
With the effort of the government and the support of the citizens, expectations are that the issue of insecurity in Edo State will be thinning down. In Benin, Ifeoma Okafor, NTA News.
All right, let's try and connect, but in due course of this bulletin, would establish contact with Benin to have insights on that particular development about combating security challenges in the states. But for now, Lagos is our first port of call on Nationwide. Just a little bit of mix-up there. Before we go to Lagos, I'm just been told that Benin are now ready to give us that update. And Obehi, I saw that report by Okafor there telling us more, but let's have the latest from that side on Nationwide.
The Edo's first female police commissioner, Betty Otimei, has assured Edo residents of improved security in the state and to reactivate all gender-based violence laws. Joy Ebo has details of that report.
The 49th Commissioner of Police and also the first female as well as an indigene of the state was welcomed by top-ranking officers who accompanied her to her office. CP Otimei promised to stop extortions from officers and also work assiduously to fight sex-based violence.
Well, we expect to do a lot of things first to make sure that the crime level comes down. And we also want to look at extortion. The IG is strongly against it. And we're going to ensure that it gets done. We're also going to look at sex-based violence, violence against women and children. The IG has said that we do not need to search for. But if there are cases that relate to checking information, that will not be stopped. There's not random searching.
Thereafter, she held a meeting with deputy police officers from different divisions. CP Betty Otimei began her career in Bauchi State in 1992 as a cadet and has worked in Bauchi and Plateau states. She also worked as DPO in about 10 divisions in Edo State, including Oba Market, Textile Road, and Ohoro. She was once an OC conflict resolution. CP Betty also held the position of Assistant Commissioner of Police, Kirby and Port Harcourt. Upon promotion as CP, she was transferred to the Force Intelligence Department, Force Headquarters, Abuja, before coming to Edo State. In Benin, Joy Ebo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Edo State Governor Sento Mondiokbelo has ordered contractors handling the failed portions of the Benin-Ekpoma-Auchi Highway to ensure prompt completion before the rainy season sets in. Good luck, Enaini has details.
The Benin-Ekpoma Road is considered strategic in the socio-economic growth of Edo State. For some time now, citizens have to go through the deplorable road while carrying out their commercial activities. Solution seems to be on the way as the state government commenced repairs on the failed portion to ease movement. Governor Pewolo made a brief stopover at several working sites of Benin-Ekpoma-Auchi Highway, including Obadan Junction, to ascertain the level of work. The governor appreciated the level of work at a section of the road by the Okemwe community in Eho Axis, where he urged the contractors to speed up the work. Also receiving the attention of the state government is the failed portion of the road along power line of Uhun Road, Egwari Ekpoma, by Ambrose Ali University. Residents, including Christian Obi, a student of the Ambrose Ali University, Ekpoma, expressed joy over the response of the state government.
This is just the beginning of his tenure and he's already doing this kind of great work.
While at Ekpoma, inspecting a long stretch of the project, which terminates at the Okpoji Junction, residents came out to cheer the governor.
Our governor, this road have been abandoned for over 20 years. Nobody to help us. He just enter, he help us. So with this reason, God Almighty will bless him.
The expansion continues. From Ekpoma, good luck in NTA News.
Shay, that's it from me. It's back to you for the continuation of Nationwide.
You're welcome back from the break. Now we join Adeola in our Lagos Network Center for the continuation of Nationwide.
Tackling multiple taxation and access to forex for raw materials are key reforms that helps government achieve ease of doing business that will serve as catalyst for speedy growth of the manufacturing sector. Apart from creating jobs, experts believe this move will make Nigerian economy more productive.
Improving Nigeria's status on ease of doing business ranking is a policy thrust the current administration is passionate about, as this is crucial to get the much-needed foreign direct investment that will boost the economy. Part of the obstacles militating against the growth of the manufacturing sector, these respondents say, is multiple taxations, which are demanded by governments at all levels.
Bringing one policy today, changing it tomorrow. Consistency in policies are major problems. No business can thrive in a situation of uncertainty. First thing they need to do, if we want to industrialize, we need to go to backward integration.
The tax reforms of the federal government is one sure way to increase local contents, since some essential raw materials can be sourced locally, thereby reducing capital flight.
There's no manufacturer in Nigeria that does not pay more than 60 forms of whether tax, levy, or fees. And if that is cut down to less than 10, we are happy. Many pay as much as 120, 100 taxes. We are hopeful that the re-engagement process will be short, focused, and constructive, such that we are able to have what I think is the best reform that this administration has come up with.
Experts are also of the opinion that quality infrastructure in terms of power and good roads to move goods and services is pivotal to ease of doing business. In Lagos, Joel Bukbola, NTA News.
Training of teachers to acquire practicalized requisite digital skills and curriculum to accommodate technological dynamics in education sector are recommendations by stakeholders to fast-track educational development in the country. Amaka O has more on this.
The importance of information and communications technology cannot be overlooked in any educationally advanced society. Stakeholders believe that this is at the heart of a technological advanced nation. To what extent, therefore, are future leaders equipped through present-day education?
Technology is used a lot in the field of medicine to make research about new medicines, about scientific processes.
Engineering is a course, one job I feel like we can never die down because it's also application of technological knowledge.
These secondary school students attest to the impact of computer education as a foundation of their future careers. But it is a reality that there are teachers and students who are still lagging behind in the cause of using education for technological advancement.
I believe we should start from the basics. Most offices in the world, they use computers. You must know how to connect a printer with your computer, with your laptop. You must understand how the network systems in the office, how they work, how your computers communicate.
We need to start pushing this strong partnership, right, between the government, the academia, and industry to ensure that we actually have a shared vision that we're working towards.
In line with the agenda of the government towards achieving 70% digital literacy by the year 2027, advancement in ICT through quality education, experts say, is the bedrock of societal development. In Lagos, Amaka O, NTA News.
And those are the stories from Lagos for now. Nationwide will continue with Ayodeji in Abuja. Ayo, it's back to you.
Thanks so much, Adeola, in our Lagos Network Center. Now let's reconnect with our Benin. Not the studio out there now, but in the streets there where Obehi. I remember earlier we brought you a report about lingering security challenges in the state and the resumption of the first female police commissioner in the state. Now, Obehi, bring us up to speed. Why do we still have these challenges lingering on for many years, especially issues of thuggery, cult clashes, and the rest? What is responsible?
Many thanks for joining us here again in Benin City. In 2023 alone, statistics indicate that over 30 lives were lost to gang or cult-related activities, and security experts have attributed this ugly trend to the fact that these cult-related gangs are vying for supremacy and, of course, territorial dominance. And also, we have also witnessed an upsurge in the past 5 years in cybercrime activities. Edo State statistics shows that Edo State is ranked among the second highest in cybercrime activities nationally. And this has also been attributed to the get-rich-quick syndrome amongst youths, and the fact that most of them believe that the best way to achieve ill-gotten wealth is through crime. And of course, there's good news, however. In the 2024, the later part of 2024, we witnessed a decline in criminal activities. This has been attributed also to the fact that the state government has reinstated the security operatives who are actually called vigilantes. Over 2,000 of them have been trained in intelligence surveillance, and they are back, synergizing with other security operatives to ensure that the state is crime-free.
Yeah, we also hear, of course, that's authentic for now, that the 49th and first female police commissioner has been appointed, and she has already started work. Now that there's a new sheriff in town, how much of enforcement, clampdown, or perhaps carrot and stick approach do we expect?
Well, one thing that really resonates with the people of Edo State is the fact that her appointment has made history. And of course, many of them believe that women are better administrators. And so she has clearly stated on her first day of resumption that she will have zero tolerance for violent crimes, especially crime against women and children. Her passion, I believe, stems from her stint while she was the officer in charge of conflict resolution with special reference to cases of violence against children. She has also stated that she's here to ensure that every police officer is reoriented with the fact that they must abide by the mandate of the Inspector General of Police, which says that there should be no extortion, and of course, due process must be followed in the investigation of the citizens.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you for the update on the security situation in Edo State and efforts to renew the hope there and make it a safer place to stay and for investors. Thank you once again. The head of the Civil Service of the Federation, DD Esther Walson-Jack, has unveiled Service-Wise GPT, the country's revolutionary advancements in the use of artificial intelligence, AI, for governance, setting a new standard for public service transformation at the Global Government Summit 2025 in Singapore. In a statement signed by Director Information and Public Relations, Office of the Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Walson-Jack, in her presentation on AI-powered Service-Wise GPT, highlighted Nigeria's innovative draft, National Intelligence Strategy. She emphasized AI's potential to contribute significantly to the national and global economy, while stressing the need for responsible, ethical, and inclusive governance approaches to harness this technological revolution. Once the AI-powered Service-Wise GPT is operational, it will automate policy drafting and official memos, providing real-time policy research assistance. She stressed that the Service-Wise GPT is a testament to President Tinubu's administration's commitments to leveraging technology for the public good, and applying Service-Wise GPT will save time, improve compliance, ensure regulatory adherence, enhance productivity, facilitate faster decision-making across ministries, and ultimately improve service delivery. The desire of President Bola Tinubu to accelerate economic diversification through digitization, as captured in his renewed hope agenda, has gained better traction in north-central geopolitical zone with the inauguration of a community ICT center by Nigeria's First Lady, Oluremi Tinubu, in Ilorin, Kwara State. The inauguration of the center, which kickstarts a 3-day working visit to the state, marks another major leap in the ongoing collaboration between Renewed Hope Initiative and National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA, which has already seen the establishment of the first ICT community center in Bauchi State last year. At the inauguration, the First Lady reiterates the commitment of the current administration to provide women with invaluable opportunities for growth and empowerment by promoting digital literacy for national prosperity.
Success stories and the opportunities these centers afford members of these various communities that have benefited from this intervention. I urge members of this community to take full ownership of this center. The success of the center depends on your active participation and utilization of the resources available.
This project is not just an investment in infrastructure, but a powerful statement about the essential role of technology in our survival and progress in the digital era. Technology is here to stay, and the only path forward is to aggressively invest in the skills and infrastructure that will secure a prosperous future.
This is one of our initiatives designed under digital literacy for all, because we know Nigeria as a nation, our greatest resource is not the mineral underneath us, but it is our human capital.
Equipped with the state-of-the-art digital equipment, the center offers smart, interactive, and personalized learning experience for citizens. 2 other ICT community centers in Benue and Oyo states are next in line for inauguration. With more than 2 decades of Nigeria's democracy, key actors in the nation's political landscape and beyond are mobilizing to initiate conversation towards its survival in the midst of challenging times. And the civil society organizations are setting the tone on the platform of National Conference on Strengthening Democracy in Nigeria. Political correspondent Abubakar Akwanga reports.
Thank you very much.
About 25 years of Nigeria's democracy is now a model for the assessment of an uninterrupted process, with top Nigerian politicians taking strategic positions to deepen knowledge and expertise regardless of party divide.
For our democracy to succeed and remain useful for the citizenry, ladies and gentlemen, we require a new set of leaders. Leaders who place national interest over and above individual parochial interests.
The focus of this conference includes fostering the development of political parties that are truly representative. That we must use democratic institutions and democratic practices to revive, to bring back the integrity of the electoral process.
All the stakeholders remarked that Nigerian democracy must be defended against abuse and manipulation.
Nigeria's position regarding the fate of democracy in Africa, particularly in our neighborhood, is to respect the sovereignty of peoples and encourage a return to democracy.
Let's talk about the future of the country, because often we abandon the country and what we need to do, talking about power grab.
The National Conference, among other things, aimed to attain a better political system and orientation that will reflect the will of the people. In Abuja, Abubakar Akwanga, NTA News.
Now, the Muslim Ummah have been urged to start looking for the new moon of Shaban, 1446 AH on Wednesday, 29th January 2025. This is in a statement signed by Chairman Advisory Committee on Religious Affairs of the Sultanates, Sokoto, and Wazirin Sokoto Professor Sambo Wali Junaidu. It states that Wednesday, which is equivalent to 29th day of Rajab 1446 AH, shall be the day to look for the new crescent of Shaban 1446 AH by Muslims and report its sighting to the nearest district or village head for onward communication to the Sultan of Sokoto and President General, Nigeria's Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, Muhammad Saad Abubakar. The recurring boat mishaps with scores of deaths recorded, especially last year in some parts of the country, including Benue State, has become a disturbing situation that calls for swift intervention from relevant authorities in the water transport sector. Iverian Solomon sought for answers to what might be the possible causes of boat mishaps, solutions and benefits of water transportation in the states.
Water transportation, just like any other means of transporting goods and services, is said to be less expensive, with no or less form of attack on the waterways. However, in 2024, Nigeria recorded fatal boat mishaps with 231 fatalities. In December of the same year, Benue State was thrown into mourning with the report of a boat mishap while carrying traders from Agatu local government area back to Toto and Doma local government areas of Nasarawa State, left no fewer than 20 persons dead. In spite of this, a visit to the Wadata Jet unit a month later after the incident reveals that, apart from the boats used being locally manufactured, some are old and might outlive their lifespan. Commuters indifferent to safety measures as most of them did not have the life jacket on.
No, we don't normally use it, but it's only those that used to enter flying boats.
Accident is inevitable. It happens. But on the side of river or the water transport, it's not all that common.
Water transportation could be safer if the people involved take precautionary measures like wearing the life jackets and not overloading their boats. A transport operator at the Wadata Jet unit, Mr. Amos Idako, said the jackets available cannot go round. He attributed the accident that occurred in December to snag in the river.
Police are working on it. The Navy are working on it. If you don't have life jacket on your way, they'll deal with you.
He further appealed to the regulatory body, National Inland Waterways Authority, to dredge the river to avoid such incidents from occurring again. Meanwhile, an official of NIWA who spoke off camera said the authority is working with the law enforcement agents to ensure boat operators avoid overloading and sailing at night. In Makudi, Iverian Solomon, NTA News.
We return to the food basket of the nation, where quite known for its rich water transportation in the inland area, where Iverian, from that report now, I saw you putting on a life jacket the other time, but well, you're actually reporting this moment. You're not on the waterway there. But tell us, how much of collaboration are we seeing from residents of Benue State and also the regulatory authority to ensure that in 2025, we don't have cases of boat mishaps?
Units here in Makudi, the Benue State capital. Most people come here to board these boats to travel within and outside Makudi, the Benue State capital. These boats are of types. We have the big boats that carries goods and services within and outside Benue State capital. Then we have the speed jets, which carries most times human beings to other parts of the state, like Kogi State, Taraba, and Nasarawa State. In respect to adherence to safety measures, I would say that there's little or no adherence to safety measures, because most of the people still board these boats without this safety jackets, because according to them, they said they are not available or they are few. So it's being given to people who travel mostly with outside Makurdi, the Benue state capital, like Taraba, Nasarawa, and Kogi states, using the speedboats. In the aspects of the relevant authority, the National Inland Waterways Authority have decided.
Dear me, some connectivity challenges there with Ivere Solomon giving us an update on how to reduce boat happs in the inland waterways of Benue. But surely in different programs of the NTA, should be bringing us up to speed with those measures, especially from the National Inland Waterways Authority. From Benue, let's go over to Kaduna Network Center, where we shall be having the next set of reports, and Ajingi is our guide.
Very much for joining us in Kaduna. The adoption of artificial intelligence in military operations will go a long way in eliminating bandits and terrorists while ensuring the protection of civilians. This was the submission of experts at a 3-day workshop for 72 regular course Army cadets of the Nigerian Defense Academy to enhance their capacity during combat operations. Haruna Muhammad reports.
Deployment and conduct of operations across various theaters and responsibility to protect civilians while navigating operational grounds is crucial through the use of artificial intelligence. Pivotal to this success is a 3-day workshop on artificial intelligence, autonomous weapon, and protection of civilians in modern warfare, with 72 regular course Army of the Nigerian Defense Academy participating to improve their efficiency and proficiency in decimating non-state actors. Guest lecturer and regional director for Africa and Middle East Center for Civilians in Conflict, Vianney Bisingwa, represented, explained using extensive data experience in reconnaissance and strikes in military operations, while highlighting the benefit of artificial intelligence in reducing human exposure in military operations, citing example from the regrettable Tudumbiri drone misfire in Kaduna. Professor of Mechatronics and Robotics of the Nigerian Defense Academy, Colonel Abubakar Surajo Imam, dissected operational challenges and morality in operating the equipment for precision targeting and surgical strikes to avoid civilian casualties.
The military has also thought it out that it is important to also look at some of the challenges and the opportunities artificial intelligence use, especially in the current warfare.
They are part of the weapons of the future, and they are parts of transformation in military affairs. And the Nigerian armed forces cannot be behind.
With the armed forces engaged in various theaters of operations across the country, deployment of artificial intelligence is crucial, while ensuring the protection of civilians obtainable in modern warfare across the globe, particularly in complex security environments. From the Nigerian Defense Academy, I am Haruna Mohammed, NTA News.
The Southern Kaduna Christian leaders say it is time for the people of the area to put aside all forms of differences and come together, love one another, and unite towards building a strong and progressive society. The chairman of Southern Kaduna Christian Leaders Association, Apostle Emmanuel Kure, stated this during the 23rd annual Southern Kaduna Prayer Summit convened by the group in Kafanchan, Jama local government area of Kaduna State. Ben Metu has the details.
This is the 23rd edition of the Southern Kaduna Prayer Summit, where all Christians from all walks of life, irrespective of denomination or political affiliation, come under one umbrella to thank God and seek His face. Chairman of the Southern Kaduna Christian Leaders Association, Apostle Emmanuel Kure, explained that it is time to unite with one vision, one goal for the development of the area.
We have succeeded in bonding us even deeper. You've heard us tell the people, go love your neighbors, love everybody. You had us pray for Muslims here.
Speaking under the theme, "Come, let us reason together," and citing various verses of the Holy Bible to illustrate the strength of unity, the guest speaker, Bishop Zakanyam, charged the congregation to build a common front, stressing that except they come together, there will be no significant progress.
I felt that this is the right time for us as a people to come together, to reason, to reflect. Where are we coming from? Where are we now? Where are we going to?
There were a series of prayers for the peace and prosperity of the area, the state, and the nation.
People say amen.
From Kafantang, Ben Mitu, NTA News.
And that's our contributions from Kaduna Nationwide continues in our Just Network Center after this break. Don't go away.
Thanks for joining us in Jos. Governor Caleb Mutfwang says the sighting of police mobile force squadron in Gashish, Barikin Ladi local government area of Plateau State, is a major step towards crime reduction in the area. This was while inspecting progress of work on the facility. Priscilla Grumnan has details.
The establishment of the police mobile squadron in this community was necessitated by the incessant crisis that engulfed the area in recent years. Governor Mutfwang, who condemns crisis, notes that only peace and harmonious coexistence can move the society forward. He asked those fermenting crisis, particularly in rural communities, to steer clear as efforts would be intensified to arrest and bring them to book. Governor Mutfwang expressed appreciation to the Inspector General of Police for citing the police mobile force squadron in Gashish.
I want to call on everybody. The days of conflict are over. Arrest any criminal, no matter your religion or your tribe. Criminality is criminality. And people who have made a living by making sure that there is no peace in our communities, I want you to know that we are coming after you. We will not allow you to rest. I therefore want to encourage you, if you cannot settle amongst our people in peace, please find somewhere else.
The governor adds that Plateau State is open to every peaceful person, but will deal with anyone who attempts to disrupt the peace of the land. In Jos, Priscilla Grumnan, NTA News.
Plateau State Commissioner of Police Emmanuel Adeshina has deployed 225 newly recruited police constables to various local government areas with a charge on them to carry out their duties in accordance with the laws of the land. Ijama Ozemena reports.
On completion of their training at the Police Training College Jos, the constables, comprising 225 males and 58 females, were presented to the police commissioner at the force headquarters, who congratulated them for successful completion of their training. Deploying the officers, the CP encouraged them to discharge their duties in line with the laws of the land.
You have been taught all what you have learned. This is the time for you to put all of them into practice. Especially, you have to give good account of yourself. And you know that the uniform you are wearing is not your personal uniform. You have to conduct yourself in proper way.
The Commissioner of Police also charged them to act in strict adherence to the police social media policy.
As a police officer, the best and the first virtue is that you see a lot, you talk little. Don't run your mouth anyhow. And don't go to social media or go online and start to make comments.
After the posting, the officers departed their various local government areas in accordance with the force's community policing policy. In Jos, Ijoma Ozemena, NTA News.
And that's our contribution from Jos. Ayodeji is still standing by in our Abuja studio.
Thanks so much. Let's tell you that Kano State's government is set to create more than 60,000 jobs for youth through its garment industry clusters in the state's 44 local government areas. Governor Kabir Yusuf disclosed this while officially reopening one of the clusters in Kura local government area. Abdullahi Mustafa reports.
Aisha Obadan Hassan is one of the 121 youth enrolled in the recently reopened Kura cluster of the Kano garment industry. She is happy that this opportunity will help her and others realize their dreams of becoming professional fashion designers and garment producers. The clusters established across the 44 local government areas of the state aim to create 63,360 jobs annually. Governor Kabir Yusuf stated that this initiative is part of his commitment to economically empower the youth by reopening previously closed entrepreneurship training institutes in the state.
And we can admit youths and train them in skills that will make them competitive and productive.
Each beneficiary, the governor added, will earn an average monthly income of 70,000 naira. Professor Murtala Sabasagagi of the Dangote Business School and Kano-based garment producer Saidu Dattijo Adahama commended the revitalization of the garment project as a significant boost to youth empowerment and economic development in Kano. Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
And it's start time for sports updates.
The fourth edition of the Louis Eden West African Invitational Basketball Championship enters day 3 at the Indo Sports Hall of the National Stadium, Lagos. The championship, which is featuring 10 men's team, 6 women's team from Ghana, Benin Republic and Nigeria, has created a platform for teams to prepare for national leagues and other major international tournaments. In some of the matches from day 2, Springtex Knights of Ghana beat Lagos Legends 78-35. Comets of Nigeria defeated Energy of Cotonou 67-61.
We'll continue to see this type of improvements because of the level of talent that we bring. You know, bringing all these international talents to compete with the best local talent is all, going into the sports.
To cricket, Rajwada Rangers are champions of the 2025 Rajasthan Premier League. The team defeated Privia Royals by 1 run after recording 91 runs, 3 wickets at the Tafawa Balewa Square Cricket Oval in Lagos at the expense of Privia Royals. Part of the main focus of the league is to grow the game of cricket and to strengthen bilateral relationship between Nigeria and India.
There are some players who plays for Nigerian team also, like one of our members' son also played for Nigerian under-19 team.
In another development, activities marking the 50th anniversary of the National Institute for Sport, NIS Lagos, have begun. And at a press conference, Director General Professor Olawale Morokonla used the opportunity to reflect on the achievements, challenges and prospects of the institute, calling for the upgrade of the Citadel of Learning to full sports university to solve the challenges of recruiting national athletes.
There should be budget provision for maintenance of facilities. So if we do this, then the rot we have in our facilities will be minimized.
In grassroots tennis, the first Tennis Players Parents Association Universal Tennis Ranking Tournament for the year ended at the Keja Country Club, Lagos, with about 80 junior tennis players across the country on the court at a week-long tournament. The players competed in under 12, 14, 16 and youth categories. The competition focused on providing a platform for the smooth transition of junior tennis players to the senior categories.
This is for them to prepare themselves and of course take advantage of the opportunity we have also created so that those points just begin to disappear and of course for them to shape up.
Sports Update, Gift George, NTA News.
And that's nationwide. I'd like to thank you for watching. I'm Ayo Deji, Makinde on behalf of the entire production crew. Good evening.